I am Hercules. Okay, I'm not, but Dwayne Johnson is, so that's kick-ass. Hercules. Much better than that piece of shit, The Legend of Hercules, earlier this year. The Legend of Hercules is, well, not The Legend of Hercules, but Hercules is, well, The Legend of Hercules. You know Hercules, he went through the 12 trials and everything, and he succeeded in becoming, well, he's a demigod. He's the son of Zeus, and he's one of the coolest and most relatable guys I think you could imagine. So making a movie on him was obviously pretty keen, and 2 movies in 1 year, one of them actually being entertaining, hey, that ain't bad. Now, The Legend of Hercules, I keep saying that, but that was a terrible movie. Thinking about this movie. So, Hercules stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is just awesome, man. I think he's fully proved himself as an actor a long time ago, and this movie is just him at his most fun. Like, you can tell he has a lot of fun doing this movie and in the role of Hercules, and I think that mostly has to do with the plot and overall concept of Hercules, the movie. Now, the whole plot of that is, yeah, they tell the story in the very beginning of all the trials that he went through and all the bad CG things he fought. Now, all those creatures you saw him fight in the trailer, that's in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Not even kidding. They are all shown in the first 5 minutes. But that is just rolled into this one story that the whole concept of Hercules being a demigod and everything is bullshit. It's actually a legend that him and his friends made up, and they just build it up to be this, whoa, okay, he's totally just skimming off the fact that they think he's a god. He just really is a muscle for hire, going around fighting a bunch of people that whoever hires him, like you say bandits or whatever, and he just goes out, takes them out, and takes the money and leaves. With a crew of people, of course. Now, everybody's mentioned this movie is directed by Brett Ratner, and why would you want to mention that? Well, because he is a semi-shitty director. I mean, my god, this man ruined the X-Men trilogy with the last one, just destroyed the Phoenix Saga whatsoever. Now with this movie, the movie looks nice. I like to say that. I like to say this movie, for the most part, except for that shitty CGI beginning, it looks nice. But it is not even close to a perfect movie, and is it a good movie? I'd buy it if it was $5 DVD, but I would never pay full price for this movie. So I'd say it's worth buying on demand. But anyway, a lot of the other characters in Dwayne Johnson's posse, they're pretty generic characters. You know, you got the badass woman, you got the wise old man, you got the badass who's kind of on his side, but he kind of wants to leave when the shit hits the fan. You got the little kid that's like, he's with Hercules, and he wants to fight, but you don't want to let him fight because he's weak and he's young. Basically, the whole plot of this movie is that Hercules is hired after his last job to go and help take down this warring nation that, yeah, he just take down a warring nation. He's going to build up the army of this king whose people are pretty much just shit out of luck if he does not train them in time. Sends them out to war and pretty much just fights. And that is pretty much the only thing that's going on in this movie. And everything is just pretty much pace by pace by pace, exactly as you want to see it. There's a lot of training, there's a lot of fights, and the fact that they actually build up and say that The Legend of Hercules is complete shit in this movie, and that he's just a guy, is hilarious when you see how they play it out up his legend. When they not only talk about it, but they try to demonstrate it. Like, I'm going to spoil this one funny scene, okay, because it was awesome enough to say so. There was a scene where this big-ass muscle dude was coming at Hercules. He broke an arrow into his fist without anybody looking, and he just punched him in the face, and everybody's like, "Behold, Hercules, powerful enough to strike a man down with one punch." That's the kind of thing you're be expecting. There's not a whole bunch of that in the movie. It's just, you know he's not a god, so he can die. But let me tell you something. The fights in this movie, the few fights that they had in this movie were excellent. They were well directed. That's a lot saying for Brett Ratner, but they were well made, and they also sound great. When Hercules hits somebody with his hammer, you just hear the crunch like, oh, and it's like, oh, dude, that's awesome. And you get to hear that again and again. He's pretty badass as a character. And he actually has a good backstory, a really tragic one at that. And you can tell he's trying to face his demons. He really is. He's got a lot of shit to make up for in his life. And that's why he wanders around just trying to collect his money to live his life in peace. In the end, though, Hercules, it's not the best movie out there, but I gotta say, this movie was so entertaining for me that it completely washes away the terrible Hercules movie that came out in January. And that's something. It's not gonna be a movie you're gonna want to watch over and over again, but if you're in the mood for just something entertaining with a few good action bits in it. This is worth the watch. And with that being said, I guess I'll give Hercules the rented. It's not the highest rating I give, it's not the lowest rating I have, but the rented rating, it's the best one. So if you find this on Netflix, you find this on demand, or if your friend gives you a free movie ticket, check it out. Alright, I'll see you guys on the next After the Show.